There's always somebody that lucks out to have one that doesn't work properly.
I know, I was on that other link you gave me last time, and it was like bringing me to this weird screen. I didn't know what that was all about. It was like for a control center.
Yeah, all the people that get to speak live have access to the control center because that's what allows them to speak live. So we can have up to 10 people in the bottom of the screen here.
Oh, gotcha.
After that, they can only be listen-only audience.
Oh, okay.
You get like a moderator's code, code, just a general link.
I see.
It also means that you could launch the webinar if I happen to not show up. So it's good that there's multiple logins available because you never know when your own computer's going to crash. I had 2 days last week where the power was browning in and out, and I couldn't save to YouTube for about 3 hours because I couldn't get the internet long enough for the thing to upload. I ended up losing the video completely because it was during the brownout was during the time I was trying to upload the video, and YouTube couldn't figure it out. But I'm sure you've had some times where you've lost your YouTube video during production.
Oh, yes. Lots of times.
Fortunately, mine wasn't finished. It was the first draft, and I actually had a kid interrupt me. So if I would have been able to use it, because with this screen save, it's hard to restart where you were. Not using a camera. On that note, Agnes, at some point I'd like to get a chance with you and your camera in front of me and my dad. And I'd like to cut a 3-minute piece for his landing page, which is him and me talking about why he joined the family business at Powur.
All right.
That until then we'll just have his picture on there. But I think that's a good way for people to do their landing pages. Just a little 2 or 3 minute YouTube clip of themselves explaining why they do Powur. And that might have more impact than a picture when the person gets there.
Yeah, a bit more personal touch.
Yeah, just taking some of those things I've learned. One of the reasons I like these Hangouts is I get to see my audience and make sure that they're still awake and I haven't bored them. So, yeah, this is the second meeting. It's been productive so far.
Hey, Robin.
Hi, Agnes. Hi, Peter. Hi.
Summer.
Hi, Robin.
Summer.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Summer.
So I'm going to get right to what we accomplished today. I'm going to just go over what I did for my dad on SolarPreneur.ca, and then I'm going to go over what Agnes has done for herself and says we can utilize or copy parts of if we like how she's done it. I'm really impressed actually with how Agnes has done her layout, and independent of me, she's already done a better job of what I started. So I'll start with my what I've done, and we'll go to what Agnes has done, and you can all each do what you want or get Agnes or myself to help you repeat what we've already done. But I'm going to go over here and do the screen share thing when it pops up. And this is my Solopreneur site. We've all seen, and this is what I put together for Dad. It's just got his name at the top, and I hadn't had a chance to get a good picture from him and process it, so it's just got a placeholder here. But I asked
we're not, oh, there, okay.
Sorry?
Go ahead. We weren't seeing your screen, but we see it now.
Yeah, sometimes running the Hangout taxes my computer to about its limit. So yeah, I asked Dad to give me a little 200-word script, so I've copied that on to the page I created. So now Dad has his own landing page, or the start of his own landing page at SolarPreneur.ca. So for each of the people like Robin and for Sarah Gibson who don't have their own website right now, I'm going to set them up a SolarPreneur.ca / their whole name page, and on that page will be their name and their picture and a little 200-word blurb from them about why they do Powur. This is Dad's here. I'll actually put it up so you guys could read it. I did very little editing. This is the best job I've ever seen him do. I just spaced it and made it look pretty on a page. And at the end of it or beside it, once I figure out how to do it, will be his own Aweber box. Because Aweber allows me to have multiple accounts, I'm just going to set up an account named Peter Pierce and create an Aweber box that looks exactly like the one I have on the public page here on the home page. And as Agnes suggested, I'm going to make an addition to the capture box on the home page here in the margin. As if the edits I did today didn't take them off the page. I actually never went back here and checked to see if my Wayweber was here when I canceled the sidebar on Dad's page. I may have canceled all the sidebars. But we're going to have to wait for the RAM in my computer to catch up because I can see the little wheel spinning and the computer wants to go, but it's not able to roll the screen up yet. So in the side margin here is the Aweber lead capture piece. And
So what's the opt-in? Where do they go?
They just go to the first page of my Aweber list, the same way you got when you opted into SolarPreneur.ca, the list. It's just a basic introduction, what we do, how we get paid. You know, you've got the option to phone me right now. I haven't filled it out with a lot of detail. I prefer to use broadcast, particularly while something's moving, like trying to get everybody in before the end of the month. But if I set up your own list for you, or in case of the people that don't have their own websites right now, we're going to add a box here underneath postal codes, which is going to be who referred you. So they can put in your name if they came from Peter or Robin or even Agnes because they got here somehow. And then I would be able to know when they signed up who they came from, or at least more often I would be able to know. It just adds another layer of connection. So those are the two things we covered on this today. Now I'm going to pop over to Agnes's file.
Made it. Great.
And show you
Welcome
what she's
to
done.
the future of energy. Last video, we talked all about the pain of electricity bills. Now,
So I'm not going to run the whole cartoon. You guys have all seen the scribe. So this is how Agnes has set up her website. She's taken absolutely everything off and created a simplified header here. The only distraction she has is the home page, which takes people back to her regular website. If you roll down the page, the second piece without any other introduction goes straight into Jonathan Budd's 10-minute explanation of why power is the answer to the pollution problem that we've all seen. And it quickly got some information about preserving the world for our children and whether you want to continue on to the next step. It's really clean. I like the colors she's used. I like the fact that her videos are full screen, and I'm going to set my pages up the same way tomorrow so that the video is full screen on the landing page, and I've already taken off the sidebar on Dad's page just to try and clean it up a little bit.
So Agnes, is that the page they go to after they opt in to your?
I'm going to click the button right now, and we'll show you that.
Or that's the squeeze page right there?
Sort of, but it was one I put together really quickly. I will create another one because, as you probably know, to advertise on Bing or something, that won't be acceptable, like the autoplay and stuff like that. So I'll make something different for my advertising, but if I'm just referring people, I'll probably use that one. And then the continue button at the bottom just goes to a contact, so they can tell me, because I'm in Canada, they'll tell me whether they're interested in going solar or becoming an advocate.
Okay.
I just kept that page super simple, and I'll do something similar but different for my ads.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you're doing for your ads.
It's also created this cute little banner you can put in your sidebar on your website if you're not ready to do something major, where people can just click on it. You can take them to like that landing page where they can get more information through the videos.
That one's primarily for other people that are on my regular website. Like if they go there to see something else, that like the agnesnolls.ca, I created that graphic just as a link through to the solar.
Yeah, and that would be something Summer could put on her existing Summer Nelson website to do exactly the same thing in her own way or something similar to that. We're just trying to get ideas out there so that more people can comfortably move forward in the marketing efforts.
Did you create that widget, or is that something Powur created?
No, that's mine, because it doesn't say anything about Powur on there.
Oh wow, you're techie. I don't know how to do that.
Well, that's just part of SFM, so it's really easy to do in SFM. So.
Gotcha.
Can you send us the code for that file so we can use your picture and add our own web address? I couldn't figure out how to copy it, so.
Oops, sorry, I just went to my website. Sure. How about if you guys, you probably can figure out your own code, so do you want just the graphic?
Yeah, whatever we could do to produce the graphic would be a good start. I can add the page for the web, the Solopreneur page for anybody other than myself. I just
Okay, I
think,
think I did post it in our Facebook group. Yeah,
okay,
it's in the Facebook group,
okay.
so you're welcome to use that.
So over the next 2 or 3 days, I'll produce a page like Dad's for Robin and a page like that for Sarah, so they can start directing their own people to their own subdomains, so keeping track of them, and then there's one less thing I have to worry about. I think I can leave it in your hands, Summer, to create your own subdomain or page or whatever you're going to direct people to gather their lead.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Or would you like to have a page on Solopreneurs so it doesn't have anything directly to do with what you're already doing? I don't know which would work better for you.
Um,
I can give you a page on Solopreneur that you use your own Aweber on. Just give me the Aweber connection information once you create your opt-in box. I can post it in the page if you don't want to have it tied directly to someone else right now.
okay, yeah, we can do that. We'll have to create a new list, yeah.
Well, and I think that's probably what all of us should do, and that's exactly what I did. I actually cheekily named my list Powur with a U inside Aweber because I'm the only one that sees it.
Right, yeah.
And that way I know when I'm adding this, when I'm sending the list, or if I want to add that it's people for solar, because it's a slightly different audience than my health answers. I don't send all the solar stuff to everybody on my health answers list, just the people I know were marketers or the people I've had actual conversations with or communications with, because I've got my list set up that way that people that are just on the list or have a segment which is different from people I've had contact with that are on the list. It just works for me. About 2/3 of the people on all my list got this stuff, but about a third of the people haven't got any of the solar stuff because they've never shown an interest even in the health stuff. They just sit there and open every second or third email, and they for some reason keep opening but don't follow through. I was hoping this, we'll see where it goes. I'm going to use the sidebar on the Michael's Health Answers to see if I can get people going to SolarPreneur.ca and just try and get that cross traffic going, just help both sites ranking. They're all on the MyForm domain, and I have talked to my tech guy, and he said I could have put the Solopreneur as part of Michael's Health Answers as a subdomain and just redirected it, but that was too complicated for my skill level, and to be honest, I didn't want to pay him another 6 hours or the $60 an hour to launch another part of my website for me when I could do this WordPress one for 4 hours on my own time and have it work and do what I need.
Well, that's where that graphic would come in handy, Michael, if just to put it on your Michael's Health Answers and redirect it then over to your Solarpreneur.
Absolutely. I've done that right now with a hard tab. I actually have a tab in my sidebar that says Solar Entrepreneurs Wanted, and that will click through if they click on that to Solopreneur. But I just wanted to create something else that I can use other places and that I could have other people use that would be consistent. I'd like to also create one graphic that's got solar panels in the graphic that says, I think this is the answer. Or if you think this is the answer, click here, that sort of thing. Just really simple, but have the whole picture like of the solar panel from straight on, because it is what we're marketing. It ties it all. I like your greenery though.
Well, because I was hitting the environmental note in that particular page.
Absolutely, and it's so nice to know that there's people that are paying attention to that, because sometimes the whole color scheme and how the color scheme fits with the mood you're setting escapes me if I'm worried about still what I'm saying or how I'm saying it, or whether I spelt it right is something I might have figured out. So does anybody have any questions about what I've covered tonight or how it could be applied to them in their business?
You broke up for me on that comment, so.
I was just asking if anybody had any questions or needed any explanation.
I'm good. I was here this morning.
Yeah, you're my best pupil.
I'm just sitting here eating gummy bears, Summer.
Awesome.
I like that idea.
I'm just having a little orange juice, maybe with a little vodka in it.
Yeah, we were joking on another page just to explain for Peter and Robin Summer had made some comment about the amount of flour, sugar, sprinkles, and vodka she goes through, so I got all excited about gummy bears and vodka. And it's something my girls do when they come home, like especially at Christmas or whatever, if it's an occasion, is they buy a big bin of gummy bears and soak them in vodka for about 4 hours,
Oh boy.
and then we munch gummy bears all evening. So it's just
Well, I could
one of
try
those
that.
silly things.
Sounds like good, clean family fun to me.
There you go.
Ironically, at the other in-laws' 25th wedding anniversary, they had vodka-soaked gummy bears on the dessert table. So I have had the experience, and it's a good way to consume alcohol if you don't regularly consume alcohol. Though it can be kind of tricky. You know, a dozen those can be like a dozen shots, depending on how long they soaked in that alcohol for and how big they swelled up.
Well, they quit swelling after a while, and you just have vodka jello.
Okay.
Always good.
Not to that point, but
Anyways, we digress.
well, and part of the reason we gather is to have fun and amusement. As solopreneurs, we don't get a lot of personal interaction in a group situation. Usually it's just us and the person we're talking to if we're lucky to have a live audience.
How are you doing, Robin? Sorry, we haven't heard. You're so quiet.
Because first of all, because I'm not really caught up because I've been so consumed with Mom and her business, and secondly because you're speaking a language and I don't have a translation dictionary to go from techie to English, so some of the language I'm lost, but for passion and for commitment, I'm here.
But always just go yell stop or something too, and we can.
Well, no, that's not really fair because you're talking to an audience that does understand that, and I don't want you guys to lose that. And I'm trusting that one day I'm going to come up and Michael's going to teach me how to do it.
But here's the fun thing, Robin. You can ask any question you want because you can be assured, at least my dad's asking the same question. This is actually his third hangout ever in an educational forum online. So you actually have more time on camera than my dad does. So in some ways, you're the veteran in this situation.
I think, too, this morning Sarah was in the exact same boat. So I think we're evenly split right now with people who have been online and people who have not.
All right. So
when it comes to what I actually want from my perspective, because I don't have an understanding of that, I want the video with the cartoon and that graphic that Agnes has of if you think you can't make a change. I want those two things that I can attach to an email. Look at this. That for me. That would be the simplest thing. And is that possible?
Okay, Robin, I'll answer that question by demonstration, and I'll go back to the share screen so that you can understand what we've been talking about a bit better, because we need to find other new people.
Thank you.
No problem. We're here to answer your questions. So I'm going to go back to SolarPreneur. Do we get there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into my dashboard here, and I'm going to go find the page that has my dad's name attached to it. So you guys will now see your WordPress back office, or what might one day be your WordPress back office. We're going to go to the section here that says Pages, and that will, when my computer catches up with us, pop up a little thing here that says All Pages. We have one here called Peter Pierce, and we're going to go and view after the first meeting. Of course, my computer's running slow because I'm running the Hangout.
So how did Peter get into that place there?
I went and made it for him today.
So if I want to send somebody a video, I have to put them somewhere first?
No. What I'm going to show you here is you can see at the top of the page here it says SolarPreneur / Peter Pierce.
That's
where I got
it
it blue up here. This is his web address from now on. So when Dad shares with a new person, he's going to give them this, he's going to copy this into the chat or send them this in an email, and then it's always going to bring them to his page that I created. And when they opt in on the little box I'm going to create with his name on it right here, it'll go onto a list that I keep that has his name on it. So when somebody comes into that list, I'll know to sign them up under Dad or sign them up under you. So on Wednesday, when I've had time to do it, I'm going to make one here that says Solopreneur / Robin Defoe, so that you will be able to send people to your page, which will have your picture, your name, a 200-word story, and a little box that will start your list as a Powur partner on my Aweber account, because I can set up multiple accounts. I believe it's 20, and I only have 7 lists right now, so I've got 13 more lists I can start before I have to pay for an upgrade of my $21 a month service, so I'm not worried about the cost of it. I'm already paying the $21 a month to have the account. I'll let you know on Wednesday when your link works so you can start using it. Is that?
Would you scroll back up, please?
Certainly. So I haven't added my dad's picture yet because I didn't have one today, but he gave me one, and that'll go here next. And
so here's my question, Michael. We're in that graphic, SolarPreneur.ca is spelled differently. It's from Solarpreneur, and from the address bar is EUR. In your graphic, it's UER. Which is the correct one?
The URL. And you know what? You're right. I copied the same. I changed this.
So EUR is the correct spelling of preneur.
Yep.
So this is spelled wrong in the yellow. It's right here in the top bar, and I have to change that to match, which I can do after this meeting actually. That's
okay, thank you.
If you knew me, you'd know why I spelled it wrong. I think I drive Agnes crazy. It's sometimes she has to take a break.
I've nagged you about it twice. So nice to hear it come from Robin.
I created a new one, and I perpetuated the same problem for some strange reason. Even though I fixed it here, I still didn't fix it here because each one is done in a different place.
Okay.
You did it correctly in my web address, so it's okay. Works. I tried
That's what I wanted to know, which was the correct one.
Yeah, no, it's important we send them to the right web address because one letter wrong could send them nowhere.
So you will have for me a solarpreneur.ca / Robin Defoe.
Yep,
and I can send people to that, and it will show up with this stuff, with why support Tesla and solar energy and Canadians only and all that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hide these tabs with your names on them. I just hadn't gotten around to that yet, so you'll actually only see the home, the Zero Down Solar, the Canadians Only Please, and the Solar City Energy, and this will all be on one line again. I didn't remember that I had to go and edit. They'll still exist, but I'm not going to have one for every partner on the team because we're going to have 3 levels of ranking here by the end of the month.
Robin, the one thing that you might notice is there will be a dash between your first and last name in the URL.
And why is that? Why is that?
That's how it defaults, and I mean, Michael can change it if you would rather have the 2 names run together. There can't be a space, so they separate words with a dash. And
so why can't I have dibs?
You could have anything you want there. I just used Dad's full name because, as Robin pointed out, just a first name, you're going to run out of options really quick if you plan to grow this thing big.
Sure.
But we're trying to also get our own names in there for the name recognition, so if people don't know about solar, they're going to connect with your name, because we're always trying to market ourselves as our trading points out all the time. It's not the company or the product, it's us, so you always have to get you in there if you can, but everybody knows you as Dibs, so that's perfectly acceptable to everybody you know.
Hey, Michael, would you mind making me a page like that?
It'll take me some time until Wednesday, but I can make you up one of these on Wednesday. You've already sent me a picture, so if you want to send me 200 words that you want in the text and your Aweber installation for the opt-in box you want me to use so it goes to your list so I don't have to contact you every time you get a lead.
Okay.
You can just create your own Aweber box, and once you've done that, put the code in an email and send it to me, and then I'll add it to your page on Wednesday when I'm working on this stuff.
Okay. And what are you putting 200 words, just a story about like who you are and why you joined or something?
My dad some stuff here. I'll read it if you didn't have a chance when I scrolled through it. He's gone with a bit of a storyline, sort of his age. He's finished 30 years in construction straight as a home builder and renovator, took training in structural architecture and drafting. He wished he'd known about solar then. He would have installed solar panels in all the homes he built. He would definitely recommend this to all home builders. Going green with clean energy, the time is now. Let's work together to save our planet from dirty fuels. This should be actually, if you believe clean energy is the answer. You can make money on power or save money on power while creating a new economy. Just a little bit about him, what brought him online. Get involved with power. No cost installation. It's just the simple things that he thought was important. He knew about power and a little bit about himself to personalize it. I'm going to be doing something with him. We're going to target LinkedIn groups that have retired and semi-retired construction people in it for Dad, because that's what he came from, and those people will be comfortable with him. Plus, they'll have contacts in the building trades, and they'll know homeowners because they used to build homes. So it sort of all fits together that there'll be good contacts for him to develop. Because it's no use him talking to 25-year-old people buying their first home, because he's not going to have anything to relate with those people. Really.
Right.
That's your market.
My market is moms wanting to save the world for their kids, roughly.
Great angle. I mean.
Yeah, very great.
I have only 3 approaches for this power business. There is, would you like to make money doing the right thing? Would you like to save the planet for your children and grandchildren? And if you don't have children or grandkids and you're not green, would you like to stick it to the utility company? There's 3 options, and any one of them are a valid reason for getting involved in the power project.
That's awesome.
If the guy doesn't have kids and he's not going to worry about it, he's 70 years old, well, maybe he doesn't, worry about the greenhouse gas emission. But if he can stick it to the electrical company, that might get the old boy fired up enough to go and do something one more time. You got a good laugh out of Robin. She's been paying that bill for, what, 60-odd years now? 50-something? It always goes up. It never goes down. Never ever goes
contraire.
down.
When I got my smart meter, it went down considerably.
Wow. How about when you get a window upgrade?
Oh, sorry, I must have missed the conversation. I thought you were talking about the cost of your hydro.
I was, but you should have noticed some savings on your heat when you put all those new windows in your house last year.
Oh, those well, I didn't. I only finished up last year. I'd done that, most of them 7 years ago.
Hey, can we go over, because I was asking you, Michael, about, I was looking at the map, and it seems like it's mostly on the East Coast where solar is, and a little bit on the West Coast here.
Yep.
So, like, if my husband were to go out in the field and talk to people while he's setting up people's electric, and these people seem like they're interested, and he gets their name, email, and stuff, what kind of time frame are we looking at for developing Utah solar?
I can give you a straight answer because honestly, I'm not privy to that information. Sarah's given me the email, and I've talked to a gentleman that is a team leader as an installer at Solar City, but I haven't had the opportunity to follow up and have any conversation with him. But I do want to do that this week. I'm planning to get a hold of him, send him an email tonight about whether Wednesday or Friday works for him, and I want to get him on air so I can ask him some questions about how the install works. I want to ask him some questions about how they're expanding. Does he know where the next 3 states are going to be, or does he know what the schedule is for the next 6 months, sort of thing? Because Powur is the marketers for Solar City. We can't call Solar City up and expect them to give us their business plan for the next 6 months. We're not that firms, and I'm certainly not that far up the food chain to be able to make that phone call.
Gotcha. Okay.
I could tell you whatever you want to hear, but it's not going to be the truth. We really don't know. We know the spoken word from Jonathan is they plan to be in every state by the end of 2016 and looking at every 6 months after that to a new country.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
only
got that newsletter about uh, other countries and fossil fuels and stuff. That was kind of cool.
I think if you just create a list, say in a web or two, Summer, you can even
Uh-huh.
just broadcast once every week or two with just, updates or information or whatever, and so that they know that they're still on your radar. And then as soon as you get word that, mind you, you're leaving Utah too, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So maybe as you go, but you'll already have them on your list no matter where you
Right.
go. So, and as long as they're hearing from you, they know that they'll hear as soon as. And perhaps too, you could even, after they've gotten to know you a little bit, suggest, oh, do you know people in these states? Because you could also be an advocate, or whatever else we're
Okay.
called.
Okay.
Another thing, I don't know, have you planned your cross-country journey? Do you know where you're going and what sort of schedule you're going to have?
No, it's not a cross country. We're just kind of sticking to the west because we're looking for land in either Montana, Washington, or Oregon. So kind of sticking to those states and then going south, like Texas or Arizona for the winter.
Well, they are open in Texas and Arizona. They've got a
Oh,
high
okay.
concentration in California and in Portland, Oregon,
I saw
specifically in
that.
the Portland area. So you might want to make that a stop on your journey, especially if you're interested in that country and see if you get some local contact. Because you only have to get one local person going in an area, and when solar hits that area, you put them in charge of your people, and you just line them up. But you have to have them on a list. I'm looking at the long game here in Canada. Even if it takes 2 or 3 years for this to have installed here in BC, that just gives me a chance to get hundreds of people on my list. So when they do show up, I've got a year's worth of business lined up, and I'm getting paid every day. We're young. I mean, I'm 50, and I still think I'm young. You're younger than I am. It may not make you rich this year, but I'd be gathering every single person that give you their name and email, because once they're flagged to you, you get paid if and when they go solar.
Okay. Okay. That
You
makes
just need
sense.
your name and email entered in the system, and then they're tagged to Summer Nelson, and if they buy a product through the grid, you will get paid your commission on it. Whether it's a year from now or 2 years from now or 3 years from now, they just have to be in the grid under you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Then you start adding Teslas to the corral. I mean.
You sell a $140,000 car, get a $7,000 commission, and you can quit nursing. Maybe this
uh,
year, you'll have them one day.
they're
I'm
gonna
waiting.
be they're gonna be selling Tesla batteries and I don't know what other products. I know they have the car and batteries, but that's what they're planning on adding, right?
Yeah, and in the list of things that we're working on is energy efficient home appliances. So they're going to do the 6 major appliances: fridge, freezer, washer, dryer, dishwasher, washing machine for your clothes, sort of thing. And we're going to be able to market those things at $1,000 a pop, probably make $100 each.
Nice.
And they'll be low emissions and be clean and efficient to the best of their technology, which is probably way ahead of whatever GE or the normal place you'd go with, in England or wherever you'd buy your washing machine. And the idea is once they're in your grid, that the power company will solicit them as the new products become available. Then they will give us the marketing information to follow up with the customers they've solicited on our behalf. So some of the work will always be done for you once they're in your grid. They'll be exposed to something every time something new becomes available. As long as they haven't opted out of the email, they'll get notice that it's available and have the option to sign up. And if they do, you automatically get paid if you haven't talked to them again. They're
Cool.
gridded to you. And
That's
I
where
was
too, like if you've got
able to
a
make this
list,
business.
if you've got a list that you can't actively sell to because solar isn't in that state, I think even just sending them the odd testimonial will keep them tuned in.
Okay.
Sarah said that she's going to videotape part of the installation while the installation's crew and get disclosures signed off for them so we can use it for people in Southern California. She's actually going to introduce the crew as these will be the people doing your solar install, because she's already picked a guy and planning to work with him. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. I don't recognize the number, so I'll get back to it. I'm going to stop the screen share. Makes it act funny. So I think we've covered the basics. Does anybody still have a question?
I'm really happy with what I got tonight, I got to tell you.
I'm glad. So I'll put a page together for Robin and Summer on Wednesday, and I'll finish Dad's page with his picture so that works on Wednesday, and I'll send you guys each a link once your page is up and running.
Awesome.
Summer, if you could send me your story and the link for your paper by Wednesday at noon, I'll work on it that afternoon.
Okay. I kind of like what Agnes did, though, with those videos. Maybe I'll...
Twist her arm and do some sort of work trade. I'm sure she'd help you do that for yourself. I can't volunteer her services for free.
I know what she did. I just want to... Can you send me the link to that page so I can kind of see what you did? I mean, I could do it, and then just... I can create an opt-in page.
It's just my agnesnolles.ca/go-solar.
Go-solar.
And our marketing guru once said that some of the ad platforms may not like the way that I had put "what the hell happened," retirement, what the hell happened.
Oh,
So
really?
that's why I created a new little header picture.
Oh, bummer.
And I just put retirement, make it possible, but I made it nice and narrow, and then I just put the little home button on the page so that they're not because the rest of it's my own business, right? So I don't want them distracted with all of the tabs, but a home tab, if they do want to sort of find out who I am, will give them a bit more information.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe, Michael, I'll do that because I kind of like those videos in there.
Yep. I'm the more people that do the work for themselves, the happier and the quicker my business is going to grow. I'm perfectly willing to help people that don't have the skills or people that don't want to confuse their market because their market doesn't overlap. So I'm willing to work it either way. Just leave me more time to work with the people that need help if you're able to take care of these matters for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I could put it on a hidden page on my blog, so it's not, it's fine.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Did you have
How you
trouble
doing?
finding us or just gotten home?
I just got home and I started to eat my dinner and I realized what time it was. So I'm just finishing my dessert here and found the link.
Oh, there you go. So we're just about ready to wrap up for the evening, so I'm going to let you say hi to everybody and let them introduce themselves. This is my sister Sandra and Peter's youngest daughter. Yeah, that's how that works.
Where are you, Sandra?
Victoria, BC.
Oh, okay. Spent 35 years in Victoria. I live up in Courtenay now, across town from Michael.
Oh, cool.
It's funny, we're all in Courtenay or Victoria because Robin's in Victoria.
Well,
Hi, Sandra.
Summer's our international connection.
Hello.
Hi, Summer.
I'm out in Utah.
Nice.
And I met Summer and Agnes in the same marketing training platform, which is part of the reason how they found me in this opportunity, all back around full circle.
Nice.
We did Daily Marketing Coach, and then we went to the Branded Ranch, and they ran with the Branded Ranch, and I snuck off over to someplace else and got introduced to this Guru Code, and that person got me into Powur. And I had no reason why I was there, and it turns out it was to be in the direct leadership and management of Powur, and that was worth all the hassles I had over the last year as I learned how not to be stupid online because I was really stubborn and wanted to do it all my own way. As some pointed out, I'm still doing that, but I'm not doing it as much.
Sandra said to herself, "No, not my brother Michael."
But after the meeting, Sandra, because this is recorded and saved to YouTube, I will simply go to YouTube, copy the URL, and post it in Facebook Messenger. And then you and your husband, when you have time, can watch the half-an-hour clip by yourself, and you'll learn all the things we've already covered as opposed to me starting all over again and trying to do a better job than we've already done.
Okay. Damon's at work right now. That's why he couldn't join.
Well, no, and that's fine. That's part of the reason why I do 2 times during the Monday. First of all, Monday is my designated day off, and I want to do something in the morning and something in the early evening because of people's work schedules and timing. If you only have one meeting one time a week, you're going to miss 2/3 of the people because the idea that they're going to be all available at 10:30 on a weekday is kind of absurd. Most people have jobs.
Mhm. I don't know if you guys have covered this in the webinar at all, but that's one of the questions that I thought about while I was out doing my running around today.
Please.
Is there any type of benefits plan for partners?
Oh, well, the benefit is you can make $500 per happy customer.
Right.
I do have a question about that. You know how most network marketing companies, they make money off the people below you. Is that happen in this kind of platform, or?
Absolutely. So the way I understand it is SolarCity pays $1,100 to Powur for every lead. Powur, the company, takes $100 for organizing your payroll and operating the website and all that stuff. So that leaves $1,000 commissionable income from the sale. Of that, the person that makes the sale gets the first $525. You get $25 for the referral. You get $250 when they sign the agreement we want on the system, and you get a second $250 when the system's been installed for 31 days and the customer's made their first monthly payment on the system. The rest of the money goes to your upline and their upline on the food chain at $100 each, up to 6 levels deep. So when you bring people into Powur and sign them up, when they make their sale, you're going to make your 20% of whatever they made. If that person is direct to you and you're mentoring them, because they could be mentored by your sponsor, because half the people go to your sponsor, if you remember me saying that, half go up for mentorship. You'll still get a match bonus on your people direct to you, but your sponsor would get the match bonus on the people that move up to them, but you'll still get the $100 commission. So you get paid at least 20% on every sale and 25% on people that are underneath you that you're still mentoring.
Okay. And then did they ever decide of what percentage they're going to make off the residual?
They haven't announced it yet, but honestly, even if it's only 0.1%, it doesn't matter because it's going to be there every month for 20 or 30 years.
Right.
And it's going to come up over time as they have more money to spend. They didn't advertise it in the beginning because it would have had to have come out of Jonathan's potential profit. And since we haven't made any money yet, it would be pretty hard for him to give up what he ain't making.
Gotcha.
But then at the second quarterly meeting, because we've only been at this for just over 6 months, they agreed that they would put up some money to create a retirement income stream for us by giving us a monthly payment on the customer's lease payment as they make it. But of course, they don't explain to us the details. We may not know until the first person's actually signed up.
Gotcha. Okay.
And has been paid, but you want to bet the first time somebody in the group gets their commission check and it's got a payment on it, and they're going to be sharing it in the group, and we'll immediately know what share of the bill is the profit, and we'll be able to rapidly figure out what our growing income pile is. I'm actually very fortunate because I've already signed Sarah up as a lead, but she hasn't signed her contract, so I will qualify for the lifetime of her contract for that monthly, whatever it be, because it's for any agreement signed after the date it was announced. So if you'd already done a deal, you might not get the monthly because it wasn't part of the contract when it was signed, if that makes sense. So this is absolutely the best time to get involved because they finally decided they're going to pay us a monthly, and you haven't missed anything about that, which is only signed up 5 people and you're not going to get the residual on. So everything's just lining up nicely. That was the one thing missing when I saw the comp plan. I mean, it's nice to get paid on your downline, but if you're not paid something every month on your downline, you're not going to make money to retire on and be able to stop working in 5 years. It just, math doesn't support it.
Right.
But as soon as you start a monthly residual income building on the side, once it matches your income from work, you're done because you still got the money on the sales you're making and you're laughing. If that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And I don't know.
I asked about the benefit because
No, we're still on it.
because at that point I'd have to be making more than my income to lose my benefits at work.
I would look at it as a 5-year plan, Sandra. I wouldn't rush your way out of your job. Even Jonathan Budd, the owner, he plans to kick this thing every day for the next 5 years. So if he can do that at 35 and he's already had $10 million payday once, I think that we can do that for 5 years to set ourselves up for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
going to
sign off. Thank you, folks. See you later.
Bye, Robin.
See you, Robin.
See you, Robin.
I'm going to say, too, in the back office, there's 2 separate PDFs on the rewards plan, like the payment plan.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to hit the stop button.
Okay. Bye.